Hi everyone, welcome back to Crochet Rocks. I just thought I'd share my view with you this morning. Although the camera's not really picking up, there's pinks and kind of oranges reflecting in the sea today. It's just pretty, so I thought I'd share it with you before I carry on. Hello again everyone. So hope you like the view. Anyway, this video is a little kind of question video. I've been tagged by one of my young subscribers called Ethan Reynolds, and I'll put a link to his channel in the description box below. He's just starting out, and it is 15 crafty questions, all things, oh no, I can't remember what the title is, but it's like 15 crafty questions, and so I'm going to attempt to answer them for you. So the first question is, what made you start a YouTube channel? What made me start a YouTube channel? Right, I guess it was because I've been crocheting since I was 6 years old, and I'd discovered YouTube some years ago, as when it kind of exploded and craft channels started appearing, and I started watching them, and quite a few of them were maybe newer crocheters, like quite newbies, like Bella Coco, and I watched, and then I kind of got into others like Bag a Day, Crystal from Bag a Day, and The Secret Yarnery, and Creative Grandma. I just started watching them, and then it kind of dawned on me one day that maybe I should be doing it, because rather than just watching. So that was it basically. I just had a hankering to start one, and it took me a long time from that first initial thought to actually get on and do it, but I gradually started buying things like a tripod, and then started up and bought a microphone, and it just kind of grew from there really. But it was just watching and thinking, you've got a lot of knowledge in there, so why don't you do one? So that was basically it. And I'm sorry about the ghostly look, but I can't see here because I've had to shut the curtains because it's sunny. So what is your most favourite video you've ever uploaded? I really ought to put my glasses on. My favourite video that I've uploaded, I always think my favourite one's the one I'm doing now. So at the moment I have that chunky crochet mile a minute blanket, and I love the colours, so I can't wait to get that finished. But other than that, my willow blanket, my willow cowl that I did, I just love the one that I'm making as a big project with the poundland yarn, the lovely beautiful colours in it. So that and this one, but it's always to me the one I'm working on, because that's the one I'm kind of excited about, if you know what I mean. So third question is, have you ever met any other YouTubers or viewers? No, I haven't. Being in the UK, most of the YouTubers that I know are from the US. So unless I go on holiday and end up meeting up with somebody, I've not really. Somebody did mention before Christmas, they didn't live too far from me, and would I fancy meeting up in the new year for a coffee? But I said, yeah, maybe we'd do that. That sounds like a good idea, but it's not happened yet anyway. So number 4, what do you feel is the optimal length of a video, and how often do you feel you should upload? I guess there is no real optimal length of a video, just one that encompasses the video. Nobody wants an extra long one where there's nothing but waffle and nothing in it really that's interesting, because people would then just switch off and they won't necessarily see the bit that you intended them to see. So I always think that the most optimal length of the video explains the video. You know, some people will always get to a point where they know what to do from then on and opt out. So that will always happen. The danger with that happening is if there's a thing later on that shows you a better way of doing something, you miss it. So I think the optimal length is however long it should be, if that makes any sense. And what was the second part to that question? How often? I think I should upload as often as possible really, because how can I put this? I don't, it's not that I want to bombard YouTube and my viewers with me, but I do think that if you upload regularly, then YouTube algorithm, I can never get that word out, the YouTube algorithm will keep you current. The minute you start to slacken off and not upload regularly is your yesterday's news. So that's, I mean, obviously you start up again and it's kind of the ball rolls. But I have noticed when I have had a period of absence for any reason whatsoever, it takes me a little while to build up my views again. So as often as you can. It doesn't mean that you've got to do it every day. It doesn't mean that you've got to do it 4 times a week. Whatever you can is fine. And as often as you can, that things that are interesting and that you want to give to the others, you know, to people. So question 5, what is your favourite type of video to film? Tutorials, I'd say. I love to film a tutorial, although it's a bit like when my children were young and I was icing their cakes. You know, it's a nightmare to do, but once it's done, it's immensely satisfying. And that's the same thing, you know. There are things, because I don't edit, I don't film little bits and edit them together, I just film the thing. So obviously that is fraught with the odd problem. And I always try and do it in one, which, you know, I've managed to achieve that. So yeah, tutorials I'd say, and live streams are always fun. I always enjoy the interaction, and sometimes when because I don't have a great deal of people around me apart from family, I mean friends. You know, I moved to this area when most people had made all their friends at school, so I had a couple, but they lived too far away from me, so I've not had long-standing friendships. And so YouTube has given me that little gap that was in my life, if you see what I mean. I've met lots and lots of lovely people, so I do like the live streams when people come in and I get to know them, and it's always fun. So that's my kind of favourites. Do I have any self-imposed rules for yourself regarding your videos? I try not to cuss ever, but occasionally I think I might have not said a bad word, but I always try to keep them a little fun if I can. I inject a little bit of humour. I don't mind doing that. You know, some people keep them really straight, but not me. If I've made a boob, I will say it and I'll take the mickey out of myself, which I've always done that sort of thing anyway. It comes natural to me. But self-imposed rules, no, not really. Only to try not to upload trash just for the sake of uploading trash, you know, just to make sure that what I'm doing is going to be interesting to people. So no, other than that. How do I prepare for your next video? It prepares me. That's the only way I can put it. There are times when I think, oh, I don't have a project. I don't have something to show. And then all of a sudden, about 20 ideas flood in and I have to try and figure out what I'm going to do first. And then I have this flurry of making a tutorial, preparing for the next one, making a tutorial, and then all of a sudden they're gone and I'm thinking, oh, I've got nothing to do, and then the whole process starts up again. So preparing, all I do is make sure try to have as much as possible peace and quiet. Bit of a tall order in my house sometimes, but I've always got this lovely retreat over here in the wilderness with Gary. So question 8, what equipment editing program do you use? None whatsoever, don't edit. 9, do you have a Facebook group, Instagram, and Ravelry? I don't have Ravelry. I don't have that other thing, Etsy. I've never sold any patterns. I've never done anything like that. But I do have Facebook and I do have Instagram. I have personal Facebook and Crochet Rocks Facebook. And I have a Crochet Rocks Instagram, which might be under the name of Granny Clanger, which is Granny, Klanger. So if you want to find me, that's how you can find me. But yeah, Granny Clanger, that's what my son used to call me, because on the Clangers, which is a TV show you might have seen, the granny is always knitting, and although mine is crochet, sometimes I knit. My son said that was me. Thanks, Mike. Lovely. Lovely. I'm a Granny Clanger. So number 10, have you ever done a tutorial? If so, more than one, which was your favourite to film? Ooh. Don't know really. I've done loads of tutorials, but which was my favourite one to film? That's just a blank. I always say whichever one I'm doing now is my favourite. But I guess the one that I'm working on currently, the blanket, I've enjoyed that. But it's whichever one I'm doing currently. Some have proved to be problematic, but as long as they don't prove me problems, they're all my favourite. Have you ever held a giveaway, and have you ever won one? Well, you know, I probably have done lots of giveaways, and this February is my birthday month, so there's going to be lots throughout February. Never won a giveaway. I am the world's most unlucky person in the universe, not just the world. I'd never win anything. I always say that I wouldn't win something if I was the only one who entered, because I am that unlucky, truly. Question 12. Have you ever done a vlog for a month, like, I can't read my own writing, Vlogmas and VEDA? Do you think you ever will? No, I never have, because I usually find out about them after they're started, when I see other people do them. So, and I couldn't really, up until now, my life has been absolutely hectic at home with the baby and everything else. And so I couldn't commit to doing every single day a vlog. But it's not to say I won't, you know. If I knew one come up before it started, maybe I might have tried it. But my brain has been a bit like a sieve lately, and I would forget. I'd forget to do one. I know I would at the moment. Have you ever lost your Crojo? If so, how did you get it back? I have, I think. I don't kind of lose Crojo as much as kind of hit a wall. I've finished my projects that I'm working on, and I've got no project. So then I start to think, have I lost my Crojo? But I don't, because it comes flooding back and I have more. But there's been periods in my life where I haven't crocheted for quite a long time, but that's because I think I was very, very busy. My children came along, and I started when I was 6 and crocheted a lot. My brother and sister had children, crocheted for them. Then I kind of had a big gap because I was going out with my friends, having fun. You didn't really crochet. Then I had my own children. I started up again, but they were boys. And back then, boys' patterns were few and far between, and crochet was very pretty and girly. So you couldn't really crochet a great deal for boys apart from blankets. I did knit a bit, but I wasn't very good at sewing it until recently, so I didn't really do that much. I kind of didn't crochet for quite a long time until people started popping out babies again, and I'd pick up a little bit here and there. But it's only been this last, I'd say, 6 years that I've been really into it, prolific, and, you know, wanting to do stuff with it. Before that, it was just a little bit I would pick up, put down, pick up, put down. But I've been a lot more. This last 6-7 years has been far more prolific. So I don't lose my Crojo anymore. That's just kind of have these little wonder what my next tutorial and project is going to be. 14. How has your channel changed? Not really has changed at all, really. No, I don't think it's changed. I started off exactly the same way as I'm carrying on. Maybe as I grow more and more, things will change in some ways. Might have to get help, but I'm managing at the moment as it is. And I think if something isn't broke, don't fix it. That's my motto. People seem to like what I'm doing, so I'll leave it as it is. It hasn't changed. And the last question, do you have any advice for someone thinking about starting their own channel? Yes, I do. Just do it. Don't think about it. It's absolutely the most rewarding thing that I have ever done, and I love it. Don't think you've got nothing to give or to share, because you have. And don't think that, you know, people won't want to hear what you say, because they do. And, you know, there are people with channels that don't have tutorials and they just do live streaming, and they're very successful with that. There are people who do nothing but tutorials, and you know, don't worry about, you know, starting it. Just get on and do it. And I started with my phone and my tripod, and I'm still using my phone and my tripod. So you can do it with just basic equipment, and you don't have to edit. And maybe one day I'll start doing all that when I've got more time, because that is my problem at the moment. Time, you know, I don't have time to edit and stuff. So that's it really. But yeah, my advice would be just do it, because you won't regret it. And what have you got to lose? If you try it and you don't like it, you stop. But if you try it and you like it, and it brings a whole new outlook on life to you, then that's something to be celebrated, isn't it? So that's my 15 questions, and I'm going to tag some people to do these questions. And I'm going to tag Knit Pearl and Squirrel Granny D. You can start your 15 questions. I'm going to tag Madonna Ballad, who tagged me recently in a challenge. So this is me tagging you now. And I'm going to tag Debbie, the Canadian crocheter. And if you're watching me, consider yourself tagged. So feel free, if you're watching, to tag. So thanks, Ethan, for tagging me. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, because there's lots coming. I've got a granny square bag that I'm going to upload very, very soon. I'm just working on the handles, and then it'll be up and running. And part 4 of my blanket, and then lots and lots of granny square projects, because I've accepted the challenge from Krista at the Secret Yarnery to do the granny square season. So keep your eyes peeled for all that, and thanks for watching. Until next time, bye for now, everyone.